guys? It's me, the Starlight Dash, and I'm gonna be talking about my opinion on Sonic the Hedgehog 3. And I was also going to talk about Mufasa as well, but like I said in my last a Wild Mains reaction video, episode 24, I said that my friend the Shaoqi pony hasn't like seen it yet. So yeah, I don't want to spoil it for him. So yeah, but this video will have spoilers for Sonic 3. So if you don't want to watch this video, please don't watch it, I guess. But yeah, let's go. So basically, at the start of the movie, which I kind of missed for about 4 minutes because my friend, he wanted to get some food at the cinema, and the lines were very long, trust me. But yeah, as I was saying, at the start of the movie, Shadow is being held at this gun headquarters in a Tokyo, I believe, or something like that, until what looks like a Robotnik's a logo shows up on their system, and it causes Shadow to break out, I guess. But it's not actually a Robotnik. It's his grandfather who's still alive for some reason, and according to Google, one reason why he's still alive in this movie is because of the Chaos Emerald, I think, at one point. So yeah, but anyways, Shadow breaks free, and he goes on a rampage in Tokyo. And so yeah, meanwhile, Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails, along with their human family or parents, I guess, are on a camping trip until one of the gun captains recruits Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles to deal with Shadow. And they get their ass kicked. I'm sorry, but Shadow is so cool in this movie, especially since his voice actor is Keanu Reeves. But yeah, Shadow then takes off on the spike that he finds, I guess. And he also has his gun too, which is so cool because it's a reference to that one Shadow the Hedgehog video game, which my friend the Shaoqi pony has, I guess, still. But yeah, anyways, Sonic tries to go after him, Sonic tries to chase after him, but then he gets handcuffed by Shadow, and so yeah, then the team go to this a cafe, I guess, or whatnot, or restaurant in Tokyo, and they're being served by people who are dressed up as, what do you call it? Wait, what's that one Sonic character, the blue one that hangs around Cream? I forget his name, but yeah. Anyways, one of the generals at Gun shows up and explains that Shadow crash landed on Earth many years ago, and he wasn't actually created by Gerald a Robotnik himself, I guess, in this movie, because if I recall, back in like Sonic X or something like that, he was made by his grandfather, but here he's not. He was just sent down to Earth, I guess, at one point. So yeah. Uh, and then some explosion happened, and then Gerald got captured and was sent to prison, I guess. So yeah, and then Shadow was locked up until now. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, and then and then a bunch of and then a bunch of like Eggman's like drones like show up and start attacking like the restaurant, I guess. But then this mysterious person on a bike like saves them, and it's Agent Stone, obviously. But if you haven't seen the first two Sonic movies, you wouldn't know if it's Agent Stone or not. So yeah. But anyways, he leaves, and then the team find out that what's his name? I forget his name, but yeah, the general who told them about Shadow, he basically like dies in the process, but not before giving Sonic he gave Sonic like a key card, and the key card is actually for this like weapon that like Gerald actually like designed but gave to Gun years ago, and it's called the Eclipse Cannon. So yeah. Anyways, like Sonic and his team follow that guy on the bike, and it is Agent Stone after all. And then he reveals that it wasn't actually Eggman who sent those drones; it was someone else. And then he summons the like crab ship or something like that. And then we see Eggman, like being fat, I guess, and he's watching some like Spanish TV show, I guess, ish. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah. And then he tracks down the drones, and then Sonic has no choice but to team up with Eggman. But then Eggman wants like one of Sonic's quills, I guess, which he does give to him. And so yeah, but anyways, Shadow goes back to the original site of his like home. He goes back to the original place where he was being like held hostage or something like that. But then we learn that he had a human friend called Maria, who was the granddaughter of Gerald, and they had like a lot of good times together. So yeah, but then Gerald shows up in person and tells him that that it's almost time for their vengeance, I guess. So yeah, but then Eggman, Stone, and the team show up at the original site of the experiment, and then but then Sonic and Stone get captured by Shadow, while Eggman meets his grandfather Gerald, and then they team up against Sonic and his friends, and they manage to steal the first key card from Sonic and leave that place for London, but not before Shadow sets off a black hole bomb that causes everything in there to be gone, I guess. But not before Sonic uses one of his rings to save them and take them back home, I guess. So yeah. Meanwhile, on the crab ship or something, Gerald and Eggman are having some like family like bonding moments, I guess. And and then Stone just feels like left out now. So yeah. Meanwhile, Sonic and his friends, along with Maddie and the Donut Lords, or Tom, I guess, um, their plan is to sneak into the gun headquarters in London so that they can take the Q. The other key card that's also needed to activate the Eclipse Cannon. But then things happen, and at first, like, Tom gets the key card, but then Shadow comes in and punches him in the stomach, and then takes like his and then takes the key card from Tom. So yeah, and then Tom has to go to a hospital in London, but since they're in London, the healthcare is free. So yeah, unlike in America where the healthcare isn't free. And I'm only saying that because I live in London where the healthcare is free. So yeah. But anyways, but anyways, like, at one point, Tails is able to find out like where like the crab ship is, and then sends like a bunch of like water or he basically floods the sewer or something like that underneath, like destroying the ship. But then Stone survives, but then is left behind. But not before he finds out from Shadow that that his grandfather is fucked up. And after they launch the Eclipse Cannon into space, Stone tries to warn Eggman about his grandfather's plans, but then he doesn't believe him because he thinks it's all jealousy and all. So yeah. But then after a while, like Eggman, but then after a while, Eggman finally like realizes that his grandfather is really fucked up because he wants to like destroy the Earth, I guess. So yeah. Meanwhile, after forcing Knuckles to tell him where where the Master Emerald is, like Sonic takes it. Sonic takes it, becomes supersonic, and then he goes and fights Shadow. But then he loses, half of the emeralds, which Shadow takes, and now he becomes like Super Shadow. And then they start fighting, and at one point, Sonic is about to like finish like Shadow off until he recalls his conversation that he had with Tom at the start of the movie during the camping trip, where he tells Sonic that he chooses what person he wants to be. So yeah. But anyways, after talking to Shadow about losses, they finally team up and decide to take down the Eclipse Cannon. Meanwhile, Eggman finally gets rid of his grandfather, I guess, by killing him, and then he, along with the help of Tails and Knuckles, are able to change the direction of the Eclipse Cannon from Earth to the moon. So yeah. Anyways, Sonic's fallen at this point, and so Tails and Knuckles save him with their last ring, while Shadow and the Shadow and Eggman stay on the Eclipse Cannon in order to move it away from the Earth so that it doesn't explode, I guess. But before Eggman perishes, he sends a message out to Stone, telling him that, right, telling him that he was really his best friend and all. So yeah, and then the thing just goes off, I guess, in space. And so yeah, at the end, Tom is still alive. He just has to wear a cast, I guess, for his arm. But yeah, at the end, there is a a end credit scene, which I didn't watch until until after I left the cinema, I guess. So yeah, basically, Sonic is being attacked by a bunch of like Metal Sonics until Amy shows up and saves him, and then we get another scene of Shadow surviving the explosion, I guess. So yeah, but anyways, that's it really for this video. I'm really hoping that we do see. I have spoken to someone on Instagram. I spoke to what's his name, Fluffle stuff or something like that, and she basically said that Rouge might be in Sonic 4, I guess, since the Chaos Emeralds are missing. But yeah, anyways, that was my video, and I'm probably not gonna upload for a few days because right now it's currently Christmas Eve, and I got work in in 3 hours ish. So yeah, I'm also working Boxing Day too, so I might not record any new videos with the microphone for at least a week ish. So yeah, but I might bring back I might bring back Flash games for the last time. But seriously though, right? I'm getting tired of these comments being like, "Oh, can you please like give me the link or something like that?" Because I don't do that anymore. First of all, that was in the past, okay, but not anymore because you can download Flashpoint or NumaKey, okay. But yeah, that's it really. I'll see you guys next time, and bye.